Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be looking at the extra parts of the Oni Taijin, the Megazord that came out a while ago. Now, kind of the disclaimer, they released this and it wasn't able to do some of the stuff that they thought it would be. So they released extra parts so that you could swap them. Now, I know that you have to be careful with this because you don't want to put too much pressure on to kind of break it, etc, etc. But we're going to have a look and we're going to combine it. I've got a feeling it's going to be like the middle part again and some extra stuff. So we're going to look into it right now. I've not looked at this, but let's jump in. So first of all, I always think that this looks like something else, but we've got the peach there that has the logo. On the side, it's like a box. On the side, it's a box. And then we can see right here that there is the Black Ranger. Now, if you open this up, because it's meant to be like a big part, you can see right there is Don Momotaro. So we open this up, and it's meant to be like this whole brand new thing. Now, I've not actually opened this, so we're going to be interesting to see what they do. Oh, okay. So in the back, because it actually sits down on the actual chair. So in the Sentai, when he does sit down, you get the whole kind of the background, which I think is pretty cool, to be fair. So we'll put that there for now. We will come back to it. And we will put that down there. You do get Don Momotaro once again. You also get the accessories like the chair and stuff like that, which is kind of interesting. So I hope that there is like kind of a difference between this. So yeah, you just pretty much just get a re-released Don Momotaro figure. You get his helmet, the top parts for, well, the side parts, and you get the fan, which looks cool, and you get a seat. So he should be able to sit down. So let's do this one. Let's do this. Now I'm gonna leave him over there because I don't want to get these completely mixed up. I generally thought, oh man, it's like a darker red, but no, it's just thing. So effectively you could just replace this and then you'd be okay. But to be fair, yeah, like, is that a different? Okay, so the main difference that you can tell, which is kind of cool, is right here, this isn't movable whatsoever, and it's kind of a little bit kind of frustrating. But these actually move up, so you can actually like have them sit down. So let's bring these together again. I know that I'm going to be asked what the main differences are between this. So with just looking at it, I can definitely say that this is kind of more of a darker red compared to this one. Now, where the first one stands up perfectly, literally the second Don Momotaro doesn't actually want to stand up that much at all, which I think is a kind of a big no-no type thing. There isn't really much main difference between them. Everything is pretty much the same, bar obviously the leg flaps here, and obviously the fact that the legs can actually bend. Even when looking at these pieces that stick on, you can tell that the back is white, so I'm guessing maybe they wanted to kind of say, hey, there's a difference so you know not to mix them up, and they've made it slightly improved. On this one here, if you can see, it is actually grey. Not much main difference. They look exactly the same. You still have the Don Brothers logo, which is just literally on there on both sides. And that is pretty much it. Yeah, there's not any main difference, but maybe some things looking a bit redder than normal. And see, now I've got to be careful because when I asked about this, apparently, you know, you can't just have him do stuff like, you know, because I was wondering, what is the main difference? And I think the person said it's only because of the leg parts, and don't put too much pressure on it, which is absolutely fine. We're not going to put too much pressure on it. There's me, that will probably break it, and I'll be like, oh, for fuck's sake. Just generally like, oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh no, I think it's exactly the same. I was gonna say like, oh, that doesn't kind of like fall down like how the other one does, but I think that's a lie. Okay, so don't fall, don't fall. There we go. He also comes with other hands as well, which is fantastic. So if you can see, which we'll do a close-up, he actually comes out with the hands that make him stop like that, so you can have him pose, which I think looks really, really cool. You've got these big parts here that go in, and then you basically, to get more like stability, you cross it like so. Not how I was doing it. Like that, which actually makes a proper seat so he can sit down on it. So we're going to try this. So the joints obviously move. Oh, okay, like so. So just be careful, because I remember when these came out, it was like, be careful, don't like break it. Yeah, so on the actual seat here, if you can see, it actually has a thing that you can actually place in underneath here. So basically at the bottom part, which obviously isn't on the other part. So there is a complete and utter upgrade. So it's not just a, hey, we need more money. Do you know what? I'm actually going to take these off so I can actually get them to sit properly. Okay. Yeah, so you have to make it sure it clicks on all the time. You then adjust to put him in his seat. And then adjust these. Nope. Okay, like that. I am doing it properly, aren't I? Okay. Just that. Put on his helmet. Effectively, you can have a sitting Megazord. How cool is that? That to me is one of the coolest things that you can have to kind of add a pose. So I've never really seen a Megazord sit down whatsoever. Oh, okay, now I understand where these go. So if you want to add more to it, I was like, where did these go? So let's pop them in there. How freaking cool is that? Okay, so, oh, actually it does go all the way. Yeah, so if you want that to be there, you have to kind of push them back a little bit. But how cool is that? That is absolutely awesome. I absolutely adore that. So yeah, I am 100% okay with this. I think this is a great addition. So effectively you get two Don Momotaros. So if you wanted to pose him like sat down there or something to kind of go with something else, you can do. But yeah, what do you think about this? Is this the first time that you've seen a Megazord like kind of doing, kind of do it properly so you get that as well. He even gets his own thing like that. Oh, that's so cool. You could definitely have that. I love it. I think that's awesome. So yeah, I think this is one of my favorite Megazord toys to kind of play around with. And then obviously we can quickly have a look at the, we can actually have a look at the hands and see how that does. But yeah, cool. What do you think? Let me know down below in the comments Thank you very much for listening and watching. If you like this sort of content and you want to hear and see more, hit like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Check out the channel memberships as well as the Patreon. It's cool over there. Anyway, thank you very much for listening and watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. I want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and I wanted to shout out Kimona Cat, Kira Stanada, Micah Baldwin. Your help goes a long way to help support the channel, and if you want to help support the channel, the links to my Patreon and channel memberships are listed below in the description.
あらあら、チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。